Welcome to JudgeCast. I am your judge, Glory, and today I'm joined with the jury, Pengo 1998, Rocky Buttclenchean, and Cringey Buttclenchean. Let's judge some shit. I thought it was pretty good. That was a pretty good intro. What do you guys think?
Yes, I will not judge. I will only convict.
Well, you are the jury, so I mean, you know. Alright.
We
Well,
won't grant them basically saying you're innocent, you will always be guilty.
So, since everyone wanted me to do something with JudgeCast, the actual JudgeCast, I decided to do that just to make people happy with the joke. And yeah, I was thinking maybe, Kurok, I was thinking maybe if we have episodes like this where we discuss politics the entire time, then maybe I'll do that. But the thing is I don't want to make it so cringy, I don't want to make it so old that it just gets stale, you know. So it can only be a very rare thing. I can't run out the joke. Come on, which episode is not about politics? Well, no. This one's different because this episode is completely about politics. Nothing else. It's all politics. So
1 hour of politics.
It's going to be more than an hour. I'm going to tell you that right now because we got this to analyze. We have, if you didn't know, Terran Union did a live stream Q&A on Independence Day 4 days ago, and
which is something that the majority of us watched. Pengo didn't, but the rest of us were watching it. And this spot when
we'll get to that. We'll get to that, Cringey. We'll get to that. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I know what you're. Well, yeah, don't spoil it. Come on. But anyways, we basically we got to analyze this. There's a lot of things I want to talk about. I went through it last night and this morning again. Wrote down a lot of the times that of stuff that I kind of want to talk about. And also, I kind of want to tie it back to talking about the alliances because they talked a little bit about the alliances. So I want to go through it, kind of give my opinions on everything, and then after that, we got some more talking about weird shit in the community. Well, that sounds like I was insulting Terran Union. I'm not. I'm just never mind. We're going to be judging these people. I'm guessing most of you already know why we're judging these people. And, yeah. This is going to be...
For me, their picture broke.
Wait, what?
On my Dual Universe thing, instead of having that epic thing that they've got there, it says it's a white background with picture incoming on it.
Sounds fun. And also, with that organization, we got this to talk about. Again, you can tell why we're judging these people. So, and then lastly, we got some more news coming out of Vanguard and Bound of Outlaws. All right. So, without further ado, let the judging begin. So, first of all, we'll start with Terran Union, because they are on every week, and we love to talk about organizations we have no idea what they do. But at least they gave us a little bit more of insight into how their organization runs with this live stream. So, if any of you didn't watch it, which Pengo didn't watch it, and I'm guessing he didn't rewatch it because before we even started the live stream, he was complaining that it was too long. And also, Cringey was complaining that it was too long because they didn't start until like 10 minutes in. Oh wait, this is the wrong thing, I think. This is the public announcement. Whoops. Hold on. Wrong thing.
Yeah, so, the video you wanted me to watch was not 9 minutes.
You absolute retard.
Fuck off, alright? At least I figured it out when I swear they had it on here. I guess they don't. Well, it's fine.
See, why didn't you have this pulled up already, like a good person?
I did have it pulled up. And then I accidentally pulled up the wrong one. Alright? Relax.
Well, you didn't have it pulled up.
There. See? Perfectly. I got it. See? It's fine. Get to the damn point, Mr. Glory. Alright, so, to any of you who didn't watch it, you did a live stream. We had 4 people joined this live stream where they answered questions. We had Zach, who was the acting Minister of Infrastructure. We had Fleet Admiral Coke, who's the acting Minister of Civil Service, I think. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Universal G, he's the founder. And Logan, I didn't get what he was. I apologize if he watches this, but I didn't see what he was, so I just decided not to. You know. Oh, the guy we're going to judge is here. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. Okay, but moving onward. So let's see. So none of you guys watched it. Wait, Rocky, you weren't here when I asked that. Did you rewatch it or no?
I've rewatched parts of it.
Okay. Well, I have
I spent half my time trying to find where they actually started it.
God damn it.
That's exactly what we were talking about.
Alright, so, a couple things that I found were kind of interesting. During this live stream, Fleet Admiral Coke did talk about the SCN Alliance a little bit. My question during the thing, I submitted a question during the live stream. This like asking more about the SCN Alliance. Unfortunately, speaking to Fleet Admiral Coke after the live stream happened, they talked about my question, but they didn't. But they thought it was a little too lengthy, and they didn't get enough time to, answer it in full. So they decided to, not answer, which is a shame because that would kind of go into my question about, my talking points today about the different alliances and everything. But this is what I got from SCN from what they talked about. SCN is basically to kind of help out, is a pact between the organizations to kind of help out each other and figure shit out at Alpha. And it's a pact for about 6 months at least, during the original release. So that's what I got from the SCN Alliance. So it sounds, pretty basic. It sounds like a good alliance overall. What are your guys' opinions on the SCN Alliance? Don't all chime in at once.
I've got no idea.
No comment.
I was literally just not listening to Stan. Sorry.
Wow.
Any alliance is deep. Why? It's a good thing. It shows that people are actively working and they want to cooperate with each other.
Yeah. But keep in mind, this SCN is probably going to be a big alliance. It already is a big alliance. It's one of the 3 big alliances that I talked about before in some of my other streams, which were CSYN, GLSU, my own org, and SCN. So I'm going to be kind of tying in, like I said, some things about kind of our own experiences with everything into what they said during this live stream, because they talked about it a little bit, and I feel like it's kind of good to bring it in and tie it in with the other alliances and kind of, get your guys' opinion on it. So my first thing, and I want your guys' opinions on this, dual citizenship. They talked about it a little bit during the beginning. As you know, 10 left Terran Union, right? And they said that a lot of the players in 10 that moved still have citizenship in Terran Union. And they were talking about this dual citizenship problem. This dual citizenship issue. What if you guys were in their position, right? You were in the Terran Union, You guys were, you know, high up in the Terran Union. What would you do with the people who have dual citizenship with 10 and Terran Union? I want your guys' opinions on it.
Oh,
Let them choose between them.
Choose between them?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really afford to have split members. I mean, you know, like then you have loyalty issues. Which one do you go with if something does fall out and something does happen? You won't have any idea who's actually on your side.
Yeah.
Yeah, they talked a lot in the stream about loyalty and that sort of thing as well. So I would probably deal with it the same way that they're dealing with it at the moment. Just, you know, loyalty.
Yeah.
I think it's nice that we have the ability to be in multiple organizations, but at the same time, I see a lot of issues with it. I would really like to see more of a system where you have an actual, like, so you have the organizations, but then you have like an alliance sort of structure, similar to how EVE Online has it. So you have corporations in EVE Online, which house the players, and then you have alliances, which can be joined by corporations. So this way you have sort of a more structured hierarchy in the way of who's allied with who.
Yeah, that
because
does
then you
make
would be,
sense.
you know, made as an alliance, and then organizations would basically be the corporation. So this way, you know, GLSQ, since it's not on its own, really its own corporation, it's more of its own alliance. And then you have GLSQ, which is the founding corporation for the alliance. I think a system like that would be nice. And then, you know, maybe you would only be allowed to be in organizations within the alliance, or, you know, some sort of, you know, I'm not just saying force people into only being in certain organizations, at least, you know, server side or whatever. But you should definitely stay away from split responsibility members.
Well, I'm going to go over what they said about it, and then I'm going to give my opinion on the whole thing. In terms of dual citizenship, they said they'll work with it. However, out of good faith, you should leave one org and stay with the other. But they said that they will offer to work with it. You just need to. But it's a loyalty issue. You know, it's basically kind of like what you guys said. But I personally agree with you guys in the fact that I think Terran Union would be smart to take a little bit more of an aggressive stance on dual citizenship and say that they should really kind of make their decision. You know, at least in my opinion. You know, but it's really up to them, personally. Also, to anyone who wants to know what times they talked about it, I wrote down some of the times that they talked about dual citizenship. Specifically, dual citizenship was mentioned at 1620 and 2040 in the videos. So 20, you have the link up. Put the link in the description. Oh wait, actually, shit. Now I think about that. That was not the right link. That was linking to the public announcement, since I fucked that up. Whoops. Hold on, I'll change that quickly.
Well, I think we have we have a member of TU in there. It depends whether he has the timings for it, so you could just put them in a chat for everyone.
Well, no, they can't post links in the chat. Speaking of which, Pinga, we need to fix that. I don't know how to fix it, so you're gonna have to help me. We'll fix that
do it later.
Yeah.
Well, not actual links, just telling them what time within the stream things happened, not actual links.
Well, they might not know, so I'm just like, since I already have the times written down and right in front of me on my notebook.
Yeah, but he's just saying put the times in the chat so they can see it easier.
Oh.
He's not saying link it. He's saying put the freaking times in there. Like
okay, I'll do that after this whole thing. But during the stream, I'm still gonna say it. Probably just.
Well, yeah,
because I'm gonna put it in the description afterwards. So, you know, I'll do both. So, someone remind me to do that at the end of the stream. I'll put the link. I'll put the times. So the next thing, they talked a little bit about game mechanics and policy and how you have to be careful with what you put out there because there is a lack of game mechanics at the moment. excuse me. What are your guys' opinions on that? Do you agree with that, or disagree, or what? What do you guys think on that? It's kind of more, you know.
I have no idea.
Do I need to re-explain it?
No, I was listening.
Are you sure?
As sure can get.
Okay. Well, Rocky, since I haven't heard you talk for a little while, what's your opinion on
Sorry, what was that?
What's your opinion on game mechanics and policy? Because during the live stream they talked about how we have a lack of game mechanics at the moment and how that can kind of impact policy and how we need to be careful with what we kind of release and stuff because, you know, we don't know how things work. What's your opinion on it?
What they say is true. We don't know a lot about the mechanics, so it's kind of an impossible task to plan ahead for starting up in the alpha and that sort of stuff. But at the same time, you can't really just sit back and do nothing because you need to. I think you need to have a balance between. You need to have a basic plan that you can adapt to whatever mechanics are in the alpha, but you can't get away with not having a plan at all.
Yeah, I agree with that pretty much. That was basically what I was going to say. You have to have a balance. I mean, you do have to have some basic structure, and I think that's kind of what we were working on in GLSU. And then work on more things like military structure and everything like that a little later when we actually know kind of what we're doing.
See, I think that while we are missing a lot, there's still a lot of stuff that can be done before the game is even released because, especially for instance, rankings and such, that's stuff that can be done far in advance because regardless of how the game is, you can still have a lot of your ranking systems planned out and what sort of stuff you're going to allow certain ranks to have access to, or just a general idea of what you might do with them.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a certain thing like it's going to happen, you'll still have an idea. You'll have some stuff in place. You'll have things to show possible new members. So they're going to be more inclined to join because you're already organized. You're ready to go. You're not sitting around waiting until last minute to go, oh well, maybe I should get this done. And then it looks better when you already have the stuff planned out and you've got what you can planned out already.
Yeah. Okay. So next thing, personally, this is kind of one of the things that interests me the most. They gave a description. Oh, if anyone wants to know about the game mechanics and policy, that's at 1810. Okay, moving onward. Why the Terran Union left CSYN? They talked about it a little bit. Well, by a little bit, I mean they probably spent about a good 5-10 minutes on it. It's a 2410 for anyone who has the stream up. So basically, what they said was they had fundamental disagreements with their charter. Pengo, I'm pretty sure you've read the charter. Cringey, Rocky, I don't think you guys have. I have.
No, I haven't at all.
Yeah. I think it was still kind of kept within the Grand Assembly at the moment. I can figure out a link to you guys. I'm pretty sure they'd be okay with it now. But basically, I think their biggest disagreements with the charter was the fact on military. They, I think, disagreed with the fact that they would have to give away They would have to give troops towards the JSDF, which is Cinderfall's military, right? And basically, they didn't like that idea because fighting these smaller organizations' wars and fighting other people's wars just, I don't know, I don't think that really kind of fit with them, right? And they were thinking, and they worked with Astro and the rest of the administration in Cinderfall on that, and basically they came to this consensus that if people, like if you didn't want to commit troops to a specific war, you could veto out of that war. However, they personally didn't like that idea either because they felt that it was kind of unfair to, organizations, to the other organizations in you know, CSYN because of the fact that, you know, they're not as big. They don't have as big of a military force as TU does, and you know, they felt that it was kind of you know, just, I don't know, the whole thing on it. But what are your guys' opinions on why they left? Do you think that's a valid reason? You know?
I think it is a bit valid, although I would have taken the unfair option of vetoing out instead of leaving, honestly, because I'm a greedy cunt, but yeah.
Well, the things with vetoing out is if you don't have to get involved in a war, you can't expect other people to get involved in your wars.
Exactly.
So there's really no point in being in the alliance at that point.
Yeah. Penga, what's your opinion on it?
Well, see, I get the reasons for it, because not being basically either giving support to anyone and everything, regardless of their, you know, whether or not they're actually worth, you know, the resource spent, versus, well, and getting, you know, help in return, versus assuming that, okay, let me backtrack. Giving resources and stuff that you're more than likely not going to make back from that war, to fight for some small group who decided to screw with the wrong people for the wrong reason. And then in return, you might be getting the same sort of treatment. But if you're a large organization, you know, like TU is, you're not going to get the amount of support as you're more than likely put in.
Yeah.
So at that point, the risk and reward involved, you're risking a lot of assets to protect smaller groups. When your reward in the end, if something happens to you, is very little. Mm-hmm. So in the end, you know, what you're giving and what you're getting back is not equal. There's not really much of incentive to want to do that if you're a large organization. Mm-hmm. Unless, you know, now if it's, you can say how much you want to contribute towards a specific war, and then say, depending on how much you contribute towards someone else's war, you know, you might gain some points that, you know, so then other groups can decide whether or not they want to give to you. So
I can just imagine you can gain some points. You can gain some Cinderfall points.
Well, like my point though is that if you throw in, say, 20 fighter ships with pilots to fly them, and you know, so very much happens. So you throw in 20 fighter ships with pilots, and in return, you know, you have, say, 20 points. So then you might expect to see that out of the pool of, you know, whatever, you might see at least 20 points in return, even if you don't contribute anything to another war. So you'll still get some support, but you won't get as much. You'll get about as much as you put in. However, at the same time, that could cause problems because you have a massive org that could say they're on a massive fleet to the point where they have so much points that now the rest of what they have can't return that in one go. So it basically, again, and you know, it's the same issue. You're under the problem where you're not getting as much back as you put in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I could see that being the main reason why they left. Is there's not really much incentive to stay in if you're not getting back anything worth noting.
Well, here's my opinion on the whole thing, and this is kind of where I want to tie it into the alliance talk. I think the alliances are going to have a very tough time to figure out how they want to do the military. CSYN, it's pretty obvious that they're having problems. We've had our own problems with it. I had an original idea for how the military worked, and then I've gotten no rejections to it up until a couple months ago, and then like I said a couple months ago, two people in my Discord had a super huge argument with me about how it works and saying that it infringes on their independence. And I was like, you know, one of them was in the organization since day one. He was one of the first people to join. So I was like, holy shit. Like, you know, it's going to be a very tough thing to kind of work through how the military is going to work, especially for any alliance, really. I think that's going to show up, because you have to have a balance on how much you want to kind of invade into I wouldn't say invade, but kind of infringe on like person's independence if you like want them to like donate if you like want people to donate troops, like, you know, it can be a huge problem, in my opinion.
See, I think probably the best way to go about dealing with alliance armies, or just armies in general, especially mainly within alliances. So if you have an alliance, is to do it sort of the way EVE Online is. Each corporation isn't their own army. They don't have their own army division. They're essentially just a group of players who do a bunch of different stuff. You have players who are more oriented towards military style, PvE, PvP, that sort of stuff. You have players who are more oriented towards industrial. But then as far as the military part of it goes, is it's basically a, hey guys, we need some people, get out here, and whoever shows up, shows up. Whoever wants to join the military, joins the military. Those that don't, they don't. Basically there is, but then have sort of requirements. So like if you don't, like if you're like you're a full member, you're expected to at least have someone, you're expected to get so many points by basically being in a certain percentage of, you know, battles or drills or whatever. So that this way you can, it basically participation points. So if you're in, say, 90% of the trainings or whatever else, then your organization, you know, remains in. But if you don't participate at all, then obviously you're not going to be useful, if, you know, at least military wise. As long as you're participating and helping in some way, but basically make sure you have people participating, but have a central military that is basically just controlled by the alliance, rather than everyone having their own military. Now, it's one thing to have your own ships and go off into your own, you know, PvP stuff, but it's another to put your own small group above the entire group, above the entire alliance.
Yeah.
Because you're an alliance, you gotta work together and group up, and ideally, you know, if you have a war with one organization, it's going to be a war with the entire alliance. It's not going to just be that one organization. If it is, then that organization should be cut loose, because obviously they're in a war that they shouldn't be in.
And also things I think that will change. I love the chat right now. Newsflash. Everyone's just fucking newsflashing. Anyways, I think one thing that will...
Even I newsflashed on it.
I know. I saw that. I think one thing that would change, especially with GLSU specifically, because it's an alliance specifically of small organizations, and I think that's where your comment on the small organizations kind of putting themselves ahead.
Yeah, well, see, my whole thing is also for larger ones too. It doesn't just go to small ones; it goes to larger ones too. Even the largest corporations in EVE Online can have hundreds of players, and yet when they're an alliance, the alliance controls the military. The alliance is the military. There is no individual militaries. You might have your small groups that you can go out in PvP in, but for the most part, everyone doesn't have their own little military. It's just not going to work out like that. You're not going to have strength. You're not going to, because if you're relying on basically training as your corporation will train their own people, and this corporation train their own people, everyone will have a different way that they're doing it.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to time to work together, everyone's trying to do stuff differently. No one wants to work together because they think their way's better. So that's why it's best to have a single, centrally controlled military, and basically just gauge participation by either a combination of industrial contribution as well as military contribution, like people actually going out and fighting and doing PvP. So at least this way too, when you have the both industrial and military participation system, you can say, even though this organization doesn't actually fight in any of them, they do help supply. They do help by supplying ships and materials.
Yeah. Well, I think it will be very interesting to see how things turn out with the alliance militaries. I think it will involve a lot of discussion with the people in that alliance on how they want to specifically do it, and then, you know, people will just kind of have to adapt. If people don't like it, well then, you know, that is what it is. You know, but I think it will involve a lot of discussion with the people in the alliance, with how they want to do it and how they feel like it should be done. for us specifically, I know we're going to be waiting until we have more of our military positions in our bureaucracy filled. Pengo, you are the Chief Admiral of the Navy, and Squidgy, he is the head of the Department of Intelligence. We're waiting until the Department of Defense. We choose a head of the Department of Defense. We choose a Chief General for the Army. You know, stuff like that. We want to wait until until we get more people, until we decide to fully structure the Army and the Navy, and see how we want to do the military in general.
Yeah, advertise. If you want to join, sort of become one of the heads, ask Glory. So we put the link to the application process somewhere.
Of course, you have to be in GLSQ to be
and you have to be
member.
a full member because of loyalty issues.
Yeah, can't have people running as department heads or anything, and also off doing stuff with TU or something.
Last thing we want is
sorry, TU members. I know you want to join us because we're better, but you can't join us.
Last thing we want to do is have Bernard running our Department of Defense. That would be a fucking mess.
Don't worry, guys. This massive fleet is definitely not here to invade or anything.
Don't worry. Oh God, Glory will find a hole for the heads. Yes. Anyways, so I think we kind of covered the military a little bit more. I'll be interested to see how the military works. Okay, so TU and another thing. Sounds like from what I saw on the live stream, TU and CSYN are on good terms. You know, nothing was really, there was no burnt bridges or anything like that. You know, they still seem pretty happy with each other, and everything's kind of cool. Let's see what else. Which orgs left the Terran Union? I got Vanguard, I got Soul Nebula, and I got 10. There's that. Here's another big one. The leadership of the Terran Union and the structure of the Terran Union. This starts at 1 hour on the dot for anyone who has the stream pulled up. I'm assuming you guys don't know the structure of Terran Union now, since you guys didn't watch it or rewatch it.
No, I don't know the structure.
Okay.
I'd like to find out what it's like.
So, from what I understood, the Ministerial Council will run day-to-day life in for the civilians of Terran Union. And then the military will have a separate thing. Their structure is going to be, I guess, as Universal G called it, kind of like a Knights of the Round, or kind of like a system from Warhammer or Warhead or something like that.
Yeah.
Warhammer.
Warhead.
How is it? You're talking about the houses.
Warhead. Oh God, I'm tired. All right. You know, I try. But anyways, so that's going to happen. Sure. Yeah. Let's see. So that's gonna be, and then at the top, you will have basically the High Council, which will be, I guess they described it more as an advisory board, just to kind of make sure that everyone stays in line, more or less. They won't have a a specific leader like Darius once was, leading the Terran Union. They thought that having a single leader of in an org of their size could be a little too stressful, and I can agree. Tolo Warhead.
From everything that's going on, it does appear as if Fleet Admiral Coke is taking on a leader type position, being as he's the one that's doing all of the announcements, and he was in the Q&A session. So
Fleet Admiral Coke?
Yeah.
I think he has a position in the High Council, which I think is good. But today, for the day-to-day life, like, it will just be basically the ministers leading and kind of kind of just leading everything, everything like that. So yeah, that's, what are your guys' opinion on that structure? Because I don't know. Anyone?
I've got no idea. Well, I think I think I do think that they should have someone that leads, but I think they should have the minister councils as well, so it takes off the stress from the main person.
I guess. I think structure is another big thing for the alliances, and I kind of wanted to bring this back into the alliance talk because I think the alliances are going to be a huge part of, DU. Especially since Terrain Union's trying to form their own alliance, well, with SEN now. I think it's probably good to talk about it. Alliances, I can kind of see where their, structure would kind of work. Now, I know that this is not... I know Terrain Union's not an alliance before everyone starts trying to correct me on that. Like, I know they're not an alliance specifically, but, I just kind of want to... I don't know. It seems like when they were talking, it seemed more and more like they kind of wanted to work with people, kind of have enlisted corporations that have allies, a lot of allies. Especially Kale. That question, the second question.
Are we still friends?
It was great. You have a very important question in the first one. They were talking about, stuff like that. And then the second question, it's like, as the Opium Federation is still a friend of Terrain Union. Hi. We are friends. Okay. Hi.
Why did Kale have to be so
I know.
Why, Kale? If he's watching this, then just why?
Well, I'm assuming it was Kale, since they were asking specifically about the Opium Federation. And, I would expect Kale
but he's
to do
also
that.
a member of us.
I would expect Kale to do that. And then it's just like, oh my god. It was funny. I had to laugh. That was the second funniest moment of that live stream. We'll get to the funniest moment in a little bit.
Yes, the bit where you were basically crying.
No. Yeah. That one. We'll don't spoil it. We'll get there.
Patience, child.
Patience. Yes, patience. So, yeah. The Opium Federation. Well, I mean, have you ever been in their Discord, Kurok? I mean, that's basically what they are. They look like if you've ever been in their Discord, it looks like they're high on opium.
I mean that they literally put Kale's face on everything, and he looks like he's stoned then. So
yeah, Kale, you never know with him. Anyways, I don't know. Their structure definitely seems interesting. I think if they want to do something with a high council, basically have an advisory board, they need to be careful with who's in it, and specifically the number of people in it. You do not want to have an even number of people in your high council. It has to be odd, because... What?
I could see Kale messing that up and doing an even number of people.
Kale would do something like that. But,
yeah, he would. To be fair, I'd do something like that.
Yeah, you need to always have an odd number of people because of the fact if you get deadlocked, well, what do you do then? Or you need to have someone who has the ultimate authority. Like, if it gets deadlocked...
you don't need to. You just execute everybody that's wrong.
Well, that too. But...
Well, see, an alternative to a system that I sort of... originally was... a system that I'm sort of using is, like, different people have a different like a percentage of it rather than, so even if you do have an even number, there's still going to be deciding factor. For me, it's set up in a way that if I agree with something but my second disagrees, we have equal say. So it'll basically be up to everyone else to decide.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of the board of directors to decide which way we go.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we're able to override the board of directors in some instances where we both agree.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are at the point where we basically hold a majority vote between both of us, but if we disagree, neither one of us hold a majority vote for the most part.
Rocky, what's wrong with your push to talk? Why'd you say?
Because yeah, the button I were assigned to is really annoying.
Oh.
Set it to a better one, then you mug. It's very obvious.
Yeah, like you can set it to a different one. You know that, right?
Because I use pretty much every key.
Well, then fucking.
I use quite a lot of keys. You have extra keys on your keyboard.
Yeah, they don't work that well though.
Well, then...
And you've also got extra ones on your mouse.
They correspond to the number keys.
Push to talk is only for this channel, so you can just fucking, you know, put it to like spacebar or something and only use it for this channel. There you go. Problem solved. God.
No, because I do typing and shit.
Okay. Well, then...
I do typing. I've got it set to N. Think about how annoying it is when I keep on hearing the blut bluts when I push N.
That's because you're a retard.
Oh my god.
You want to speak?
This is great. Okay, so basically, that's, I don't know. Another thing that came up during the stream was the fact that they were talking about enlisted corporations and like allied corporations with and allied nations with the Terran Union. How they said that they how all like allies of the Terran Union need to like get in contact, just make sure that they're still kind of cool after the whole thing. And they also talked about like the amount of members and like that they had and their activity and like how many of them are active compared to inactive. And another thing that I thought was kind of important to talk about specifically with alliances is communication. In my opinion, I think communication is very important. Of course, I think that's kind of a given with any alliance or with any organization, really, because, you know, if you don't have communication, then, you know, this shit doesn't get anywhere. I can tell when Gloria's reading the chat. He gives a short laugh. He gives a snort laugh. It's the goal of this chat to make snort laughs. Yes, yes, it is. Don't worry. I do read the chat. I do like to interact with the audience, so you know.
I read the chat, but
well, yeah, you actually talk to them.
Yeah, it so in some way grates my concentration though, so I forget stuff to be saying.
No, Dexio, no, I saw that. No, no.
Killer Glorious Star.
Killer Glory Star. No, I am not doing that. No, we are not fucking.
Yes, we are.
The last thing I need to do is fucking embrace. We have to put up with him daily. The last thing I'm going to do is fucking adopt Killer Keemstar's fucking stream. God, no.
Yes, this is too late.
No, it's not.
Well done. You are now welcome to join anything within
I am not
GLSQ.
doing that. I did Judge Cast, alright, Code. You better be glad that I did that. I am not doing fucking... No. Absolutely not. No, I will not do it. God, no. I am not.
Let's get right into the news.
You didn't do it right.
But I don't care.
I'm not even gonna say it. You almost convinced me to try and do it. I was not going to do it though.
Are you?
This chat. This is why I love the Dual Universe community. It's fucking great. Oh god.
It's worse than our Discord.
powered by JC Fuel. you, oh my god. You guys know G Fuel, right?
No.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, definitely.
This is how you derail a judge cast. Yeah, it is. Okay. God damn it. Okay. Back on topic. Oh my god. Okay. Back on topic. Let me compose myself. We need to. Okay. So I think we covered everything with the. Oh well, I didn't ask for you guys' opinions on communication on like how important it is to an organization. You guys think it's important?
Very important. If you don't communicate, you're not gonna get anything done. It's common sense.
There you go.
If you don't think that, then you are something known as retard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, an interesting thing is that I wonder what lines of communication we'll have in game. I know we'll have Discord and everything out of the game, like as in, like, you know, in order to communicate, but we have something in game like, you know, in-game voice chat, or possibly like the ability to script our own in-game voice chats. I mean, Pango, you're more the programmer in this, so you probably know more if that's feasible or not.
That they could add in something like DayZ and Armor has, where you press a button and it says it to people in a short radius, but not everyone on the map can hear you.
Pango?
What?
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 Listen!
Would it be feasible? You're the one who has the programming knowledge here out of the four of us. Would it be possible to script in our own kind of like voice chat, like communication program into Dual Universe?
Not with Lua, at least not unless we're gonna have like extreme amounts of control.
Okay.
Because you would have to import a audio library, which wouldn't exactly work out. Basically, it's not going to be possible.
Okay, because that was kind of an interesting.
We might be able to do something like a text sort of based type system. Possibly. It depends on what sort of stuff we'll have and what we'll have access to, like distances between, say, two ships. Or, you know, basically like an antenna sort of system. So antenna A can communicate with antenna B as long as it's within broadcasting range.
Well, another thing that would be interesting is if Nova Quark added in a voice chat function, would we be able to program in Lua how to like maybe kind of make it more private and only work for an organization? No? Okay.
Not unless they actually implemented it in there to be possible. They would have to be something that they would do in order to set it up to be doable. Because you'd have to be able to basically intercept the audio stream, like have Lua take over the audio stream instead, and say encode it, and then send it out again to certain things. So even, you know, so then someone could say have an antenna nearby set up that picks up the audio transmission, but then they'd have to decrypt it. And so it wouldn't work out, really.
Okay.
Thank you for that information.
I think the best
actually
you're
understand,
do is,
because I wasn't listening. Sorry.
Great job,
the best you'll probably see is text chat system for that.
Okay. Well, there's one more thing out of the Terran Union live stream that I want to show. This is the funniest part of the Terran live stream.
Actually, show the clip. Don't just talk about it. Show the clip.
No. I am.
Good.
All right. So I'm gonna show that quickly. So just and then we're gonna talk about it because we're gonna have some laughs with it. So enjoy this moment of pure fucking comical gold. Enjoy.
Introduce yourself. Be like, hey, listen, I'm here. So let's talk.
Okay. Let's see. What else haven't we answered? Oh, here we go. Do you guys watch Glory's podcast?
Yeah, actually, I do.
I just listened to the last one.
Yeah,
actually.
that's a good question. Yeah, I watch Glory's podcast. I like to stay up to date on everything. DU related, so I'm definitely up in the DUHS channel as a lurker. I'm watching everything, and I think it's really interesting. And you know what's really valuable about watching stuff like Glory is that it gives you another perspective,
right?
And we really need that. We really need that.
Yeah.
And so being able to watch that, and I'm sorry, so sorry, Glory, that we take up like half of your episode every episode, but I listened to the whole thing, I can promise you. But we like it's a very good perspective.
Yeah.
I really like it. I like being able to watch that and say, can't remember his name. I think it's Pengu or something like that. And I would like to say I'm gonna be able to prove you wrong and say we will make sure that we're gonna make a structure that's gonna last for a while.
Cool. Yeah.
So I think keep setting the bar high because that gives us a nice goal for us to try to cross. I really value it, and I think you guys should keep up the good work.
We appreciate the cover time too.
Absolutely, yeah. This is great cover time. And I guess that.
Yeah, Pengu, they're really gonna prove your ass wrong. Anyone? No one's gonna laugh at my joke? No one?
No, just in case when I'm muted on OBS.
I unmuted myself. Relax.
No.
Alright. I fucking love that. I wish we would have I wish I recorded our reaction to the entire Terrain Union livestream, because I was watching the entire thing, and I was joined later by Cringey and Rocky and Technics, our head of the Department of Infrastructure, and we watched the entire thing. And when that showed up, I could not stop laughing for like 5 minutes because it was just fucking hilarious. And then Cringey was laughing so hard, he was in pain. I was laughing like I was fucking crying out with laughter. It was just great.
Yeah, I completely stopped what I was doing to just laugh.
I know, I was in the middle of doing some stuff on our server, Rocky and Cringey, and I was I just heard talking about podcasts, and I was like, wait a minute, are they talking about us? And then Technic's like, yeah, he's talking about you, and then I was just laughing for the entire time. It was great. I replayed it over again just to listen to it in full. It was hilarious.
It's not as funny rewatching it.
I know, but still,
funny,
that's nothing ever.
At the time, it was really funny.
Yeah, it really was.
And the apology within it as well. Just him having to just apologize for taking up half of our streams.
Okay.
He's taken up the whole stream this time, so yeah, well done.
Coke, if you're watching this, you don't need to apologize for that. You are our reason every week that we can prove Yamamushi wrong, that there is plenty of content to do these live streams weekly. Do not apologize. In fact, keep on having problems. We need the content, please. We need to keep these
going. Relationships. We need content.
Just call Universal G a dumbass or something. We need content, please. Oh my god, it was hilarious. I just love that. And then they went on to say, hey, maybe we'll have you guys on. And I was just like, and I was laughing during that entire thing because I was like, oh shit, I would need to, if I would come on to their live streams, I would have to wear a very like nice collar shirt like they're wearing. I'd have to bring my own fancy mug, which I don't have. You know, that would be an issue. And plus I'd have to bring along a laptop, which I don't really have any shitty laptops.
Well, you could just use
I would be happy to go on one of their streams as long as I'm not showing my face and not in their studio, because I'm not over there.
But in real, I wouldn't.
You don't want to come to America?
You should come to America, man. We should just all join right behind that little meeting table. We'd be so cramped, especially with Rocky being how fat he is.
You're bigger than me, so shut up.
Anyways, but that cracked me up. That entire.
I like Rock's idea.
What? What'd you say, Kinga?
I like Rock's idea.
Oh my god. But I would be fine with going on. You know, if they want us on, you know, hey, I'm all for it. Would you guys be up for going on one of their live streams for one of their Q&As?
Yeah, well, I'd be up for it. I just don't want them to see my face.
Well, no one wants to see your hair.
I don't really want to go over there to be in their studio.
I was just joking on that. Relax, Cringey.
Just use Discord.
Yeah, I was joking on that. Relax. Jesus. Anyways.
Although I do have a cool mug thing that I can use.
I don't have any cool mugs.
It's not really a mug, it's the sort of stuff you keep coffee in.
I don't have any mugs, unfortunately. I just never needed one. But
well, one thing I did notice is that Fleet Admiral Coke had a Coke one.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys watch the chat during that live stream? I felt so bad for Fleet Admiral Coke. Some people in there were saying that he was wearing lipstick.
Yeah, just nice lipstick.
I know. I felt so bad for him. I was just like, come on, guys. He's not wearing lipstick. He's just got very colorful lips. Come on, man. Give him some slack. But anyways.
People will probably say that I'm wearing lipstick, being as, well...
Well, I mean, you got the hair to support that claim, so...
Oi! I have beautiful hair.
No, you don't! That's a great fucking joke. No, you don't have beautiful hair. God. Especially for a British dude.
What? Come on. At least I want facial hair. That's something that you can give me.
You're fucking... No. Just no. No. Fuck off.
I'll basically turn into a Viking, which Vikings are epic, yes?
No.
You look more like a West Coast surfer dude. Who's on weed all the time.
No, no,
shred that gnar.
No. I'm nothing like people on the West Coast.
Oh yeah,
trust me.
That was funny. Anyways,
not only are we not even on the right side. Well, not only are we not even in America. To do the UK, we're not even on the right side of the UK. We're on the opposite side. Nowhere near them. I'm probably more similar to the East Coast. Well, I am.
But yet, whenever you come over to America, you always visit the West Coast or Florida, which is basically the West Coast.
Some ways.
Is this podcast about the universe? That's a good question, Code. Is it? I don't know. But anyways, let's get back on topic. But yeah, but I thought that part was really funny. But yeah, I'd be up for going on your live streams.
This live stream is like 90% insulting each other and like 10% dual universe.
Yeah, that's about right.
Exactly.
We still got TVR and Unity League and the Obsidio Accords, and we got some other shit we need to cover. We got stuff to cover, and yet we're still sitting here insulting each other. Oh God. No, Dexia, fuck off. All right. But anyways, but yeah, I'd be up for going on one of their streams. Also, one thing that I was thinking of, and you three, this will be the first time you're hearing this. I was thinking about maybe doing our own kind of Q&A, maybe like for like a once in a while, like when we have a QCast that we just, we can do a Q&A for one of the QCasts. What would you guys think about that, you three? Would you guys be up for that?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm up for that. Definitely.
Okay. To anyone who's watching in the chat or watching this later on, for the next 1 or 2 weeks, we'll kind of gauge opinions on it. I might do a straw poll.
Yes, who would want to ask us something?
I think I'll.
I mean,
I'll create a link to
people.
a straw poll and ask if they want to do a Q&A like this, and maybe, we can get. Maybe we can get some of the other heads of the departments on. Like, maybe we could get Technics on here, and like, Manz and Zerafi and Squidgy, and we could just all have one big happy podcast explaining how GLSU works.
Or what we could also do too is have people comment in the comment sections with any questions they have, and then we'll just compile those. And once we get say 20 questions at the very least or something like that, we could just do a video on it.
To be honest, I feel like it'd be better to do kind of like Google Forms, like how TU did it, because it's all kind of in one place.
Well, yeah, that'd work too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying though, like, have a single location, just have people put in stuff, and as we get them, once we get to a certain threshold, we can make a video.
Okay. I actually don't know whether that's exactly the thing, but
that's a great question there, Bernard.
Connor Adam. Yes.
That's Bernard.
All of us were dropped on our heads when we were babies.
Hey, speak for yourself.
I wasn't.
No, my mom literally
I saw you being dropped on your head. I dropped you on your head when I tried to carry you once.
Did you?
No, I just made that up.
I was going to say, he was 2 years old when you were born. Like, that, I don't think that really works.
Well, he was technically 1 year old, but he was 2 months off his birthday.
I'm 22 months.
Okay. Anyways, so moving back onward. All right. I think that's about it with the TU Discord. It was funny during the TU Discord. I'm talking about the TU live stream. It was funny during the live stream. Like 40 minutes before they talked about our podcasts. They said something. They were answering a question about something, and Fleet Admiral Coke said there are people in this community their goal is to just spread drama, and I was like, yeah, he's talking about us. And then I saw that, and I was like, oh, they're not talking about us. I had to laugh at that because I was like, yep, he's calling us out. Because that's all that we are. We are drama. We like drama here. That's what we do. Honestly, though, when I watched episode 1 and 2, I sat there and laughed at the inaccuracy of some of the speculations you had regarding DU politics. But now I'm still here 8 episodes in and enjoying the perspective. You guys bring rolling on the floor.
Yes, this is comedy gold. Definitely comedy gold.
Yeah, it really is. Anyways, it was funny when they first here. I'm gonna play it back quick. Hold on. Let me try and find it. I'm gonna play it back. Just this one part. Hold on. Let me go back to the right time. Hold on. Let me mute myself. Hold on.
Introduce yourself. Be like, hey, listen, I'm here. So let's talk.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. What else haven't we answered? Oh, here we go. Do you guys watch Glory's podcast?
Yeah. Actually, I
That just made me laugh so hard. They laughed, and then they took like a minute to think about it. Like, do I want to admit that I watch him? Like, do I want to lose all the respect and integrity that I have by admitting that I watch them? That made me laugh so hard. I was just like, yeah. I love that. That was great. Anyways. All right. So you ready to move onward now from Terrain Union?
Yes, I think we are ready to finally moan about TVR.
Okay. So, thank you, Terrain Union. Thank you, Fleet Admiral Coke, for giving me content for over an hour of this stream. So I thank you for giving me more content. And I'm glad you appreciate the cover time that you guys are getting from my live streams. Anyways, alright, moving onward. Speaking of more interesting stuff on the internet, let's talk about the Void Republic, because... oh dear God. So... TVR! TVR! TV... so, anyone who didn't know, just quickly switch here. They had a little bit of a merger. This is a quote coming from the best leader in Dual Universe, the boss. Hello, all Void Republic members, and everyone else. The Void Republic is merging into the Unity League, which is the Galactic Commonwealth. All of our members will keep their roles as close as possible to what they were. We will keep this organization for quite some time. The reason for this? We have thought about this some and decided this would oh God, I fucking can't read. Even with the boss's grammar, I can't even read it. God. We have thought about this some and decided this because it would benefit both of our organizations. Slacks and I have similar goals and thoughts about Dual Universe, and we will both lead the new organization. We will have over 200 members with this merge, and it will help us for our future. For all Void Republic members, all you need to do is apply and join in Unity League and Discord, TVR, and all that good shit, and they can fuck off. Alright, so at the moment, Unity League is sitting at 162 members. They are now the 5th biggest organization. A little bit of crazy. Let's talk. Chanting glory. Sounds awfully familiar. Oh, fuck off. Alright. So,
the poo emoji looks so joyful. Yeah, it does.
Yep. Alright. So, to anyone who doesn't know about the Void Republic, what the fuck are you doing in the Dual Universe community, and how long have you been here, and why the fuck is your head in a hole? Because if you haven't heard anything about the Void Republic yet, you are so far out of the loop. The Void Republic started out as Solar Secure, why does it... oh god. Slacks is gonna get pissed off when we fucking start talking shit, because I saved all the shade for these guys, because fuck them. Alright. So, here's the thing. Void Republic was once Solar Secure. It was basically a military force for the Solar Empire. However, they were kicked out after a while. They were kicked out after a while because they were annoying.
They're actually just underneath the Solar Empire on members. No, they're equal to the Solar Empire on members. The Solar Empire has one more legate.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. So basically, after Solar Secure got kicked out of Solar Empire, they formed Dual Secure, which is now they're somewhere around here. Are they here? They're somewhere. And then after, yeah, the TVR National Forces, they switched their name again, because why the hell not? Anyways, so then they formed TVR, Void Republic. And Void Republic is the most hated organization in Dual Universe. No. I'm gonna. Don't worry, Bernard. I know he's not TVR, but trust me, I'm going after Unity League too. Don't worry. This is all their whole little like fucking group over there. I'm going after the Froggies over in France and all them people. Then I'm going after Unity League, all them people. But right now, I'm throwing my shade at TVR. So, TVR was a hated organization. They were accused of spamming, alt using, like just being plain old annoying. It's just a trial. Ooh, it's just a trial. Oh, damn. Anyways, what else were they accused of? Oh, the nudes the nudes were huge back in January. Basically, the boss asked this person for nudes for a promotion, and then his entire inner circle basically laughed at him and embarrassed him when the person decided not to give nudes. So yeah, that happened. What else? That was the thing that set me over the edge with TVR. I've been anti-TVR ever since, because really, we don't want that in the community. Like, why? Why would you? That pissed me off the most. So basically, they in the past week, Unity League, which was the Galactic Commonwealth, merged with TVR, and basically, Galactic Commonwealth, from what I've seen, is very anti-Terran Union, and well, their leader is anti-Terran Union and anti-CSYN. They've said that before, and so from what I understood and from what I've gotten from the Grand Assembly and CSYN, because I was kind of out of the loop on the whole thing with Galactic Commonwealth, they said that getting rid of CSYN would, quote-unquote, purify Dual Universe. See, I found this funny, because purifying Dual Universe by getting rid of CSYN, yet you ally with a guy who was accused of asking a person for nudes on Discord, and then offending the person when he didn't get nudes. Just thought, shouldn't you purify that first? Then isn't that more isn't that better to purify, than getting rid of CSYN?
CSYN isn't really bad on the community. TVR is, but CSYN isn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think there was also like evidence, like proof photos posted as well, but then NovaCorp took them down because
NovaCorp took them down.
Discord.
Yeah, NovaCorp took them down. I
but
remember
there was
that.
originally, images to prove it, from what I understand. I'm assuming they were of him actually asking, and probably proof of him then bullying and being. Honestly, I think the boss should have just been banned right away permanently. Like that's the sort of behavior that's sexual harassment.
Exactly.
That's the sort of stuff that he should have been permanently banned, if not charges pressed for. I'm very disappointed to see that no action was taken against him. That sort of behavior is unacceptable. Yeah. And any group that aligns themselves with TVR, that says a lot about the integrity of that group. That you're willing to align, because if you're willing to align yourself with people like that, it says you obviously don't have very much integrity.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? What else? There were also screenshots that TVR did in fact use alts. Basically, is it Sake J or Sakej? Something like that. I don't know how I spell their name, and I really don't give a shit anyways. Basically, there was a DM conversation. He's the second in command of TVR. Between him and the boss, saying, "Hey, we shouldn't use alts to kind of like infiltrate other like orgs anymore." And he's like, "Yeah," and the boss is like, "Yeah, we didn't. It didn't matter back then, but now we have so much to lose now." So so there's that.
At Atlas, they did try and infiltrate multiple orgs.
Sake J99.
They did. Actually, back to the TU live stream, a member accidentally admitting it, then straight away deleted the comment.
Wait, what are you talking about? Did you say something about
the espionage thing from TVR on the TU stream? Someone admitted it and then immediately.
Oh yeah, I remember that. They said that they had a network of spies, and then they retracted the comment. It was hilarious. Anyways, so basically,
give away the fact they're spying on people. Definitely the best way ever.
Well, here's another thing. Originally, AEF, which is their other like org, that was basically like a spying org. So at least from what I got, counterintelligence agency. Yeah, they're in counterintelligence. They're with intelligence. So so basically, they have a list of all their members, right, in AEF. So those are the people to watch out for spies. say the very least. You know, just a thought. Anyways, so that's my opinion on the whole thing with Unity League, and then Frog Swarm allying with them. See, Frog Swarm was already hated because they were French Goon Swarm, and according to Pengo, I've never played Eve, so according to Pengo, Goon Swarm is hated, right? Goon Swarm really ain't liked.
Oh yeah, especially even by their own allies, they're pretty much hated usually. I mean, they're not exactly the nicest people to have as allies.
Okay, so Goon Swarm, or Frog Swarm, these frogs, decided basically, hey, we don't ally with anyone else, but hey, we're going to ally with the most hated organization in Dual Universe because we're hated in Eve. Because why the hell not? Why the hell not? You know, we're already hated here. Why not get hated on some more by hating on a guy by allying with an org that's accused of wanting nudes, spying, alt using, you know, everything like that. You know, why the hell not? Why the hell not? Sure. Anyways, this is what JudgeCast is. It's me going off on fucking rants.
It's all of us going off on rants.
No. I'm the one going off on the most rants. You British people.
I haven't been off on a rant.
Yeah, you haven't gone off on a rant yet, Rocky. You've been silent. But anyways, so what else is here? What else do we got? Oh, speaking of which, while I have my attention pointed to the center of the screen, I want to give a shout out to Laws. Laws, last night at like 9 o'clock at night, as I was about to go to bed, IM'd me on Discord saying, "Hey, can you give me a shout out on tomorrow's live stream?" And I was like, "Why?" And then he gave me his org link. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna promote your org because, you know, if I do that, then everyone else is gonna ask me to do that. But you know what? Shout out to you, Laws, for waking me up as I was about to go to sleep. I was literally had my eyes closed. I was like just like about to go to sleep, and then I just hear bah, and I was like, So I got up, I watched, I looked, and I was like, yep. Thanks, Laws. Shout out to you. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream, and hopefully I didn't offend you because I said I'll think of something. And then you were like, well, don't offend me too much. And I was like, no, relax. So, shout out to you, Laws, for waking me up. Appreciate it.
To be fair, though, you do go to bed at like 9 o'clock.
Well, yeah, because my brain stops functioning after 8. I can't function after 8, so I go to bed at 9 every night. I wake up at 6. I'm a morning person. I've always been. Just who I am. Anyways. So, back to the Laws is a fucking cunt. Yes, exactly, Bernard. Exactly. Anyways, mute your damn phone. I had it on vibrate, but it was a loud vibrate. So is Glory, but I don't complain. Wait, what?
Oh, good one, Pengo.
Oh, wow, fuck you, Pengo.
It took him a few moments, too.
We'll plan the attack for 8 p.m. Fuck you, Code.
Hey, don't worry. That's when I'm online. I'll be there to command the troops.
Yeah, Pengo's nocturnal. He covers. I cover the day shift. Pengo covers the night shift. That works. But anyways, okay. So moving onward, since this guy, the multiverse traveler, he wants me to cover the Obsidio Accords. So the Obsidio Accords, to say the very least, this should have been a shout out. Yeah, I should have just shouted, "Lost is a fucking cunt." That should have been a shout out. Okay. But anyways, so let's move on to the Obsidio Accords. The Obsidio Accords were created by Comrade Demoko of GRP. Basically, he decided that, hey, we had enough TVR. And they basically created a bunch of stuff saying, hey, you're not allowed to... I know it's Atlas Warrior. I know. I know it's Atlas, but I'm just deciding to to call you the multiverse traveler because it's funny. So basically, this whole accord basically said that, hey, you're not allowed to like have any trade deals, any treaties, any communication lines, any stuff like that. Up until like when it goes into being signed, and basically you're not allowed to have them with TVR, AAF, any of their allies. And basically, yeah, it's just basically a giant middle finger to TVR. And see, the thing is that I signed up for the entirety of GLSQ because the fact is I didn't expect to get any resistance on it, because of the fact that I've already had rules on this in GLSU. Ever since the whole thing with the nudes came out, I decided that, hey, we are not going to have any lines of communication or any type of interactions with Terrain Union, and I've always had a policy with that since I don't know how to do links. Pengo has to help me with that. I apologize. Anyways, so we've been anti-TVR since January, since the nudes thing. Anywho. So yeah, opinions on TVR. Anyone else want to continue on the rant? Oh, did I say Terrain Union? Whoops.
Yeah, you did.
Oh shit! When did I say Terrain Union?
At least everyone knows that you're not actually saying it directly about them.
Okay.
You were talking about the policy that you have against TVR.
Uh-huh. And did I say I was anti-Terrain Union?
You said Terrain Union.
Fuck. I try.
And none of us are really anti-Terran Union at the moment.
No. It was funny. You know how in the thing they said they're gonna prove Pengu wrong that TU isn't gonna fall? It was funny because Pengu wasn't. I'm gonna call him Pengu now. Pengu.
I will kill you in your sleep.
Pengu wasn't really the one who said that TU will fall. It was mainly just Cringey. Cringey was like in the last live stream we did before last week's stream. He was like, TU will fall, and then it was like, okay, and I was like, wow, they specifically called out Pango and didn't get his name right. And even he wasn't really, he was saying, the last over, and it was funny.
In the end, that means that they think there's going to be one of two things happen. Either nothing happens, which seems what we're doing now, or things will happen for me, which is the completely gone down shitter.
One thing that I'm realizing in the chat, I'm pretty sure Slacks stopped watching the video because he hasn't said anything in the chat. Or he's either that, or once I told the stream about the nudes, he's probably going to talk. He's probably furiously typing away with the boss about what the fuck. No, he's still here. Okay. Just seeing. Okay. He's still here. Fair enough. Anyways, moving onward. From that. Anyone else have anything to say about TVR or Unity League or anything to do with fucking with that shit?
One thing to say, we're against them. They're done.
Okay. Well, but there were a lot of organizations who signed the accord. I could probably go over the full list. However, Comrade Demoko, he privated the accord itself because apparently TVR got their hands on it, courtesy of Bernard.
Well, I mean, wasn't the whole point to show them that at some, in a week?
Yeah,
anyway?
But they wanted to show it until when they signed it.
Well, I mean, if they've already seen it though, now it's a bit late to private it.
How do you wait? Do I keep on spelling his name wrong? Do I keep on saying his name wrong? Hold on. It's Comrade, but hold on. Where is GRP? Here. I'm saying is, yeah. Oh wait. Oh, I swear I saw an extra DE in his name. Is it only Comrade Mocha? I swear I saw an extra DE in his name. Yes, yeah. Well, that makes more sense than Comrade. But I swear I've seen. Fuck. Well, if he ever watches the stream, then he knows that I can butcher a name pretty easily. I apologize, Comrade, if you watch this, but I swear I saw an extra DE. Oh well. The Honorable Comrade Demoko.
At least it's not Comrade Corbin.
Comrade Corbin. Oh my. Comrade Demoko. I swear I saw that before. I don't know. Weird. Anyways, moving onward. Let me switch it back to our professional stream. What else happened this week in politics? The Brotherhood and the Opium Federation merged to form the Opium Brotherhood. So that was interesting. Good job for them. What else? What else happened? You know, feel happy for Kale. Bunch of potatoes with a bunch of Polish people. Maybe they can make, I don't know, what Polish foods involve potatoes. I don't know. Another thing that happened, Vanguard joined Band of Outlaws as a member organization. That was interesting. You know, Vanguard is ex-Tran Union. So that was kind of interesting. So yeah. What else? Wait, does this work? Nope, I need to ask permission for the words. Whoops. Oh well. I tried. Yeah, it is only Comrade Moko. I swear I saw an extra DE in there when I first... Oh, never mind. Okay. I tried. I looked on Discord. Yeah, Pierogi. Pierogi works. Anyways, anything else you guys want to add about Tran Union or TVR or anything else in terms of politics before we leave off with the stream? I'm going for almost an hour and 30 minutes. Did good.
Not from me.
Nope. Absolutely nothing.
Well, next week, I think, by the end of next week, I think the Accord will officially go into effect. Yeah, the Obsidian Accord will go into effect sometime next week. Since Slacks is watching it, I'll make sure not to say anything, even though I'm pretty sure he already knows. Because Bernard is amazing. But, anyways, yeah, I think that's about it. Well, if I remember, SegJ99, he during the TU live stream, he asked what my channel was to watch these live streams. I'm guessing he's not going to watch my live streams after today. After he sees this, nah. There's an agreement. Yeah, I know. There's an agreement between Band of Outlaws and CSYM. That I talked about that during the first live stream, the first episode. But oh, he has pictures of the new one. Okay, that's great, Bernard. Okay, well, I think that's about it. Anything left to add from you three about anything we talked today? The Dev Diary, anything.
No, I think we've got a 2.5 hour of content stream. Yeah. Well, 2 streams done.
Between the 2 streams, yeah, we did about 2.5 hours to yeah. It was
that just shows how busy the week has been. Definitely.
Keep in mind, I was going if the Dev Diary came out this week, I was gonna save the TU live stream until next week. But that was before Rocky and Cringey told me they aren't gonna be here next week. So I was like, well, shit. So we decided.
Tomorrow, you mean?
What?
The scary thing is we are going to be there next week now, being as the date that changed it always be changed to the day before. So yes, fun.
Wait, Dual Universe started streaming 2 hours ago. Wait, what do you mean by that? Dual Universe started streaming 2 hours ago?
We, according to the description, we started streaming 2 hours ago.
Well, yeah.
He's talking about us. GLSQ DU is the channel name. That's why it says DU.
I know, but I didn't know if he was adding me saying like the official like Dual Universe, because there's an official Dual Universe channel on Twitch. They don't have any content out there, but that's why I was like, wait, did they start streaming on Twitch? Did we miss it? Shit. But okay, sorry, I was a little worried there for a minute. Because the last thing I want to miss is content from Dual Universe, because fuck TVR, they can wait. I want actual content. But yeah, TVR, if any of you idiots watch this, we're coming for you. We will kill you. We will find you. Wait, no, I said that wrong. Hold on. We will find you, and we will kill you. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Well, I'm going to do the rest of the live stream like this. Thank you everyone for watching. Everyone's links are in the description. All of the links, except for TVR and Unity Leaks, links are in the description, because fuck them, I'm not going to promote their shit. And yeah, make sure you follow us on social media. And like and subscribe. Really helps get our content out there. And yeah. Creepy Glory. This does well.
ASMR.
Yeah. It's amazing. Anyways, goodbye people. See you next week.